record here. So we have it. All right. Welcome, everyone. It is 7:01, as you will soon find out. If you don't know already, I am incredibly punctual. So please, for all the classes, try to log on about 5 minutes before. If you are going to miss any of the classes in this session, just send me a message in advance and I'll make sure that I get the content out to you. But there's nothing like being live and participating and being able to ask questions, share feedback. The learning process just works so much more smoothly. We've been doing these live webinar type classes through Edison, through the Certified Holistic Cancer Practitioner Program. And it's a really great opportunity for you guys to connect with other people in this industry. So I am going to get you each to unmute it shortly here and introduce yourselves. You don't have to turn your camera on if you don't want to. If you wish to, we'd love to see your smiling face. Bear in mind that if you take the camera off, that it is important that remember that we can see you. I've been on these in groups with clients and seen people fold their underwear, and we had one lady get out of the shower. So it is important that you recognize that when your camera's on, we can see all. So I think what I'll do is I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself. There's a few of you here that I haven't had the opportunity to connect with one-on-one yet. My name is Alyssa Harriman, and I have been in the nutrition field going on 16 years. I started out in the healthcare industry, and while I was going to school in healthcare and bridging my way along to what I thought was going to be my career, I had a part-time job in a gym, and at that gym, I was in charge of running their weight management, kind of a cut and paste nutrition program for their members. And it really sparked, I'm a very scientific-minded girl, and it really sparked my interest in sharing good education with people around what they should and shouldn't be eating. And I honestly thought that in the healthcare industry, I was going to be able to make use of that skill. And unfortunately, that was not the case. So I wasn't able to, really fill that passion in the healthcare industry. And I felt very frustrated by the amount of conditions that I was working with that were really very preventable. People who had significant loss to quality of life due to heart attacks and strokes and unmanaged diabetes and autoimmune conditions. And I just thought, wow, I want to be a part of preventing the issue than dealing with the issue at the end stages, which led me to Edison Institute of Nutrition. And I graduated from there. And I started and launched my own business as sole entrepreneurship in 2006. So I'm heading into my 13th year being fully self-employed. And one of the things I discovered when I became completely self-employed was how little business knowledge I had. And that really hurt me during my first couple years of trying to grow the business. I'm also a mom of 4 children. I've continued to have children throughout my career. So I really wanted a business that fit around my family. And that led me, to starting to study business. I realized that it was a gap in my education, and I took a bunch of business courses and I read every business book I could get my hands on. And what I realized was there was no good business education in the wellness industry. So I wrote a little program for my own business, and I put my business through that. And I was at the point where for my first couple of years in practice, I was claiming a loss. I wasn't earning an income. I was passionate about what I was doing. But I was in a position that I couldn't continue to do that because it was hurting our family. It was hurting our family's finances. So because of this little course I wrote for my own company, I put my business through it, identified who my clients were, set my programs and pricing, became really strategic around my marketing. And within about a year, I had surpassed my healthcare income and was then earning a full-time income. And I've continued to just grow and thrive in this industry year after year. And, it is an evolving industry. It's not an easy industry. It's very saturated. You have a lot of very highly educated people competing with others that maybe, took a great weekend course. And I don't want to discredit anybody, but it's not fair in even playing field in the nutrition and wellness business. And if you've been around for a while, you'll understand that. So it is important that we have business knowledge and skills in order to create success. If you lack those skills, you can be a really great nutritionist or really good at whatever holistic modality you're a part of, but that's only part of the puzzle. You also have to become really good and be able to take charge of your business as well. And you know, one of the things I've learned in learning business is my impact is bigger. The more services and more products, the more ways that I can touch other people's lives, the bigger of an impact I get to have as a practitioner. So business skills not only helps you have better financial rewards, but business skills also helps you have a bigger impact, all right? Create more influence. So that is kind of, you know, where my story and how it led me here. That course that I put my business through, I ended up teaching at a local college. And then in 2012, Edison took it on and made it open to any student from any school to be able to take, which I think is just absolutely incredible. So we have been running it. We ran it as a home study course. We took it online last year, and now we're bringing in these Zoom classes. So that's why you're here. So the goal of this course, before we do a quick introduction of each other, is to teach you how to design your business. Your business has to fit who you are as a practitioner, your passions, your modalities. I'm going to let you use that brainstorming and that idea and help you develop your programs and your services that you can monetize. I'm going to teach you how to attract new clients and take really great care of them. I'm going to show you how to run group programs. And if you wish to get into the corporate world, that is something I've done a lot of, is corporate wellness programming. And I'm going to show you how to plan for growth and some of the additional classes that you're going to get on these Zoom classes. Today, we're going to cover email marketing. Session number 2, we're going to cover customer care through Facebook groups and social media group platforms. And then session number 3, I'm going to talk to you about some different ways that you can take your business online. My business has evolved from one-on-one consulting into groups and corporate wellness programming, into speaking and workshops across the country. I travel coast to coast every single year. And now I'm kind of bringing it back home and starting to do a little bit more of the online world. So there's a lot of different ways you can evolve your business. So I think before we go any further, what I'd like to do is have each of you just introduce who you are, why you're in the course, like what it is that you want to learn, and maybe if you wish to share what modality you're from, that would be great as well. And I'll call on you guys one at a time to prevent some background noise. So Catherine, can I get you to unmute your line?
Hello.
Hey, Catherine, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Just fine. So Catherine, why are you in the business course, and what is your modality?
I'm mostly muscle testing. Oops.
Okay.
Sorry. I do mostly muscle testing. I've been practicing this January 5 years now.
Oh, good for you.
But I've only been a business owner for 2.
Okay.
So I'm learning the same as you, that I definitely have gaps in my education. I love nutrition, but business is definitely not something I thought I was going to be doing with my life. So
it goes hand in hand, right?
Yes. And thankfully I'm getting paid, but I'm not bringing in as many new patients as I would like.
Okay.
Or new clients as I would like.
Okay. So you want to focus on how to attract new clientele then?
Yes.
Okay. And that's one of the things, like we'll talk about how to create funnels to bring those in. So I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. All right. I'll get you to mute. Lucia, can you unmute your line?
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Good. Yeah.
Good.
So I'm a homeopath, and
Okay.
I've been practicing for 20 years.
Amazing.
Yes. And initially, homeopathy, I was very busy, and it's just through referral I established a big business, and I spent a lot of time and dedication to having further studies.
Mm-hmm.
So I specialized in autism, cardiovascular, neurological disease. But I started to study nutrition, and I wanted to integrate nutrition.
Okay.
But over the last couple of years, social media, Facebook, Instagram, digital marketing was my drawback.
Okay.
So I wanted to expand my business because there's a lot of competition there.
Yeah.
So I needed a business module where I could reach out to the public and to people that I could not give my,
Yep.
the best of my ability to them. So that is where I lagged behind. And so I wanted a business course because I come from the old school where we didn't have that. It was just newsletters, flyers, business cards. So,
Perfect.
I'm looking forward to really grow my business. And I have my colleagues who do very well with marketing through
Good.
Facebook and digital. So I'm looking really forward to expand my business through this business course. Yes.
Love. I think you're going to get a lot of information that'll give you some steps to move forward. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
All right. We have Glenda. Can you unmute yourself? Glenda, are you able to, are you nice and close by?
Yeah, I'm just...
Oh, perfect. There you are.
Hi.
Hey, nice to meet you.
You too.
So what is your goal with this course and what's your background?
I've been RNCP for 5 years and
Good for you.
6th year and love it. Absolutely love my work. My husband's a chiropractor, so I kind of just walked into his business, and I've been a little bit lazy because he refers people to me. So I really, I've done okay, but it was a bad year in the farming world that I live in Saskatchewan here. So I noticed this year things are tight.
Yeah.
And okay, I need to, quit being lazy and learn some. I'm a little bit of an older person. I'm almost 60 years old and a late bloomer.
You look amazing.
So what I'd like to learn is, more of, the internet, the media, how to Zoom conferences, how to, I have done a lot of public speaking. That's probably put me on the map more than anything. I love teaching, that kind of thing. And that door seems to open. Yesterday I went to a great big potash mine that invited me there for the first time, and part of their education day and safety day.
Fantastic.
And just taught them, and so, trying to develop that corporate thing. I've never really done it, but we do have some big corporations here in the agricultural world. So I'm just really looking forward to learning, especially more of the technology parts of things. And I have done a business model and all those things before I started my business, but really the business end, I really don't feel that I am adept in it, really.
Okay, perfect. Well, we will definitely be upgrading your skills, so that's great. Thank you and welcome. Brianna, can I get you to unmute your line?
Hello.
Hey, how are you? So what is your background and why are you a part of this course?
So I have a background I have a diploma in holistic nutrition. I'm currently not practicing. And I also am working on my certification for reflexology.
Nice.
I'd say my goal would be to learn how to run a business.
Love.
I have no idea. A lot of it is also too, for me, the social media part of it. I'm on social media. I know how to work social media, but I don't know how to reach a larger audience with social media. And I know that is a huge part of businesses these days.
It is. It's great. It's perfect. I just made notes beside you. Awesome. Thank you for being a part of this with us. Alrighty. Who else do we have? We have Allie, and then I think we have Latricia. So Allie, can you unmute yourself?
Sure, there we go.
Yeah. Hey, Allie. So what is your background and what is your goal with the business course?
So I also have a diploma in holistic nutrition, but I am a teacher and an autism professional. So I am, just looking for a lot of guidance on just starting up a business, completely overwhelmed by the entire thing, start to finish. So just looking forward to everything. Yeah, you have to offer.
I'm so excited that you're here. I love helping people with startups. So it's great. Thank you and welcome. All right, Latricia, am I saying your name right? You can correct me when you unmute yourself.
Yes, it's Latricia.
Oh,
Hi.
Latricia. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome. So what is your background and what is your goals with this course?
Background is an herbalist, and also I do auricular therapy, ear acupuncture.
Okay.
So I do corporate wellness workshops and teach in the schools. But my purpose here, I'm opening a lifestyle center in May, and I really want to hit the ground running. So I thought this will be a great course to prepare me to do so.
Absolutely. Okay. So, and we can definitely in one-on-one coaching. I used to run a clinic, so I can give you some insight. Yeah, thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So you guys can, if you haven't, I think you're all muted now, which is fantastic. Cuts out the background noise for the recording. All right. So that's good. I have your notes. I'm going to make sure that course of when we do classes that I'm hitting on all of those things for you guys. So each session will have a Zoom. We're going to go through 2 modules of the online program. The online program I know is going to feel super dry. But it's really important information to have a functional and profitable business. And what's great is once you've done this course, you have lifetime access. You can jump on future Zooms with new students as well and share your input. So you really have a kind of a lifetime journey here through your business as your business evolves, which it will do. If your business isn't evolving, then it's going to get stuck really quickly. So each Zoom, we're going to go through 2 modules where I'll kind of explain the outline and what to work on. Your goal is to try to, over the month, go through and answer the questions. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's going to be dependent entirely on who you are and what type of business you wish to build. You do not have a deadline in terms of submitting that between the monthly classes. With business, I understand a lot of times this is something we're doing on the side, but if you don't do the work, you're not going to benefit from it. To submit your assignment at the end, I am not marking things right or wrong. I'm looking to make sure that all of the content and activities are completed. You will complete the course with a finished business plan, some marketing materials ready to go, some programs and your pricing set. So it's really going to give you the advantage to kind of launch right away, which was something I didn't have. We do offer coaching calls in this course and mentoring calls. What I prefer is that you are working through the modules. If you get stuck on something, send me an email. I get a lot of emails. I run 2 very large businesses. The first business I run is a consulting practice and which encompasses the teaching and the courses. And the second business is I run a very large product business as well. So I do get a lot of messages, and I'm human. I have 4 kids. So if you send me an email and you do not get a response from me within about a day, then reply, send it back to me, and put a smiley face in it. When I see smiley face emails, I know I've missed one. And sometimes it's just I got too many at once. And as I started answering messages, they just got buried. If you need to book a coaching call and you're feeling stuck on something, just send me an email, give me some notice, and we will give me some availability. That will definitely help in that email, and I will do my very best to meet you at that time. And if I can't, I'll let you know what my availability is. So that's kind of how to move forward through the course. I'm just looking here to see what we have. So I'm going to screen share here. And I'm going to share module 1 with you guys. All right. So module 1, just jumping right into it, is about identifying who your customers are going to be. Now, let me tell you a little story about what I did wrong. So when I graduated as a nutritionist and I got a little office and a spa and I had a monthly overhead and I spent some money to bring some products in, and I was so excited. I had the most, what I felt was the most amazing marketing material ever. I had a brochure that was a trifold, and inside that brochure, when you opened it up, there was a list of about 100 different things that I could do, from sports nutrition, pediatric nutrition, working with seniors, allergies, digestion. And it's true, as a nutritionist, those are all things that I am trained in, but my marketing material was very overwhelming, and I had almost no clients. And I went into that spa, like I jumped in both feet, quit my healthcare job and kind of just started showing up. So I would go into that spa to meet people and welcome them and say goodbye to them as they came in for spa services, because nobody's going to book with, somebody who's invisible. You need to build relationships. So even through all of that effort and putting children in daycare, I just was not building a client base. One day when I was in the spa, one of the ladies that was checking out worked at an insurance agency, and she said, "Oh, you're the new nutritionist." And I said, "I am." And she said, "Do you run weight loss programs?" And I said, "Oh, absolutely. That's something I'm well trained in." And she said, "Oh, that's amazing." She goes, "The girls and I at the office would like to do like a group weight loss challenge together. Would you be able to do that?" And I'm like, "Absolutely. I would love to." And she goes, "Awesome." She's like, "Do you have information on your weight loss program?" And I knew I didn't want to send her with my brochure with my hundreds of things that I could do. So what I did was I said, "No, but I'll get it to you tomorrow." And I went home that night and I worked on this weight loss program and the pricing for it and the outline and all the details. And I made up the marketing material. And the next day I went and dropped them off at her office with a registration form so that the girls could register if they were interested in. And I ran a very successful group program and it was super fun. I was totally scared. But if you're not doing it scared, you're not growing, just so you know. And so I went and I did that, and I went back to the spa, and I actually left out the weight loss program material for one-on-ones in the spa. And within about a month, I had like 30 new clients in my business, and I was actually making money. I definitely still had some business skills to learn, but what that taught me was, if I am not speaking to a specific audience, I'm speaking to no one. It's not that when those women came in for weight loss, I didn't get to use my skills. I was still working with them on digestion and maybe their children were catching chronic colds and flus and we were fixing their diet, or they, were on the spectrum. So, it's not that you're narrowing your field of expertise. What you're doing is you're narrowing the doorway. You're attracting specific people. So in order to be specific and attract clients, you have to know who your clients are and you have to know what they're looking for. And that's what's called your niche market. So in module 1, your goal is to start to really identify who your niche market is. And I've taken like dozens and dozens of business courses, and a lot of them talk about niche markets. And what an activity that you can do after the Zoom tonight is think about if you were to describe your perfect client as one person: age, what type of an income, what are their interests, why would they pay for your services, and then you create marketing material for that one person. You will attract a lot of people who resonate with that. So it is so important for those of you guys that, if you're new, this is going to feel really like a challenge. If you've been around for a while, you kind of know who your clients are. This can change every single year. I take my own business, my own company through this course, and I, redefine who my niche market is, who am I speaking to this year or this season in my business. So the wellness client, who will be your clients? What are they looking for? What solutions do you offer them? And how can you specifically market to them? So these questions and activities are brainstorming. You can download the business guide, and in that business guide, you want to just mark it up. You want to put all of that information in your brainstorming in there. This allows you to then move into step number 2. Sorry, I have a frog. I've been doing a lot of speaking. Let me just stop the share. And then I'm going to share module number 2 here. All right, here we are. So this is module number 2, which is then going to be your programs and your services, right? So this is now moving into what are you going to offer them. So you can't decide what you're going to sell until you know who you're going to sell it to. So the second part here is looking at...
Okay, we're in.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. Just going to mute that. So looking at, once you've accomplished module 1, you're then going to look at, what are you going to offer them? You know who your client is, you know what they're looking for. And now you're going to think about it. Are these people going to be looking for individual programs? Are they going to be requiring one-on-one support? Are they looking for, to be a part of a group program? Maybe your services are going to encompass that. I built a very successful business with one-on-one appointments, got to the point where I ran out of time, so I started to do group programs, because instead of 8 hours of 8 people, I could do 8 people in 1 hour. Price point was a little bit less, but I was a lot more productive and able to travel and do these groups. Are you going to get into corporate wellness? Is this niche client somebody who is or in a position or looking to improve the wellness of the people that work with them? I've done corporate wellness for townships, for our OPP headquarters, casinos, Ontario Works, our government assistance programs. These guys are looking for experts to come in. You just have to know exactly what they're looking for in order to create the marketing material that they're going to want to be a part of. And I just hear somebody unmuted. I'm just going to check here. All right. Perfect. So that's important as well. Then you also want to think, are you going to package things? Now, if I can give you guys a little bit of advice when it comes to doing programming, especially if you're going to do individual programming, please package everything. You should never sell one of anything. When I first opened my practice, I had these one-on-one appointments booked. I was putting 2 toddlers in daycare, driving 30 minutes to our local town. I lived in the country, and paying overhead to be at this spa. And I would have a day booked with appointments, and one by one, they would no-show or not show up or cancel. So I was losing money at the end of the day. So when I work with clients, I do an intake that is a one-time fee that allows me to get information, give them some general recommendations to get started. And then if you wish to continue working with me, you have to buy a package. And a package is a program. I try to make it look pretty, where, there's a title to the program and it includes X amount of sessions. But what that does is it commits the client to me, which is going to help me get better results. We are all in the results business, so we need to help people get results. But in addition to that, if they no-show or last-minute cancel or any of that sort of thing, I still get paid, and I have a cancellation policy, which you'll see is in the course to help you write one as well. So those are the different types of programs and services, and it's going to depend on who your audience is, which is why Module 1 is so important. You can think about pricing. Now, pricing is something where I see very busy practitioners, but they're not necessarily profiting. When you are setting your pricing, there's 3 things you want to keep in mind. And the first one is, what is the percentage from these appointments that you absolutely need to take home as your pay? That is so important. Then you need to think about, well, what is a percentage that needs to go back into my business? You guys are business owners. You should be putting money into your business for those slow seasons or for marketing campaigns every single time you make a sale. And you should also be putting 10% of your earnings from your business into a savings account, which you can use for your taxes, that sort of thing if you end up owing. I have to put a very large chunk of my income into savings for those taxes. So it's important to have these practices in place when you're setting your pricing. So maybe 60% of the price you set is going to be your take home, 30% will go to your business, and 10% can go to savings. There is some information in Module 2 to help you do that. If you want to have a profitable business where you get paid, you're going to need to make sure that you're really being mindful around where your pricing is and checking out what the competition is. I never suggest undercutting the competition significantly. One, people won't value your services as much as they value someone they're paying more for. And 2, it's just not fair business. I have been very blessed to have a very successful career by having really good relationships with my competition. It's so much so that I get referrals from them. So it is important to be mindful around your pricing and making sure that you're not significantly undercutting anybody. think about your packages. How many sessions would you include, depending on the programs you're running, depending on the client that you're intentionally trying to attract, and what seasonal promotions are you going to be adding into your business. So you will have seasons in your business, and some seasons literally are seasons. As a nutritionist here in Canada, July and August are completely dead. I've been always very lucky to be able to be home and to stay home in the summer times with my children, but we would go down to my husband's single income because clients just were too busy in Canada enjoying their summer. Another time of the year that I had a very reduced income was December, and we just left December. Not many people are spending money on their own health programs. A lot of them have a lot of Christmas parties. They got other expenses, buying gifts for family. So again, every Christmas we would go down to a single income family, which is why having this money put aside in your business account from each of your program sales is so important, because it's during those times you still have a bit of a nest egg there sitting there for you. What I did do in December, which would be into seasonal promotions, is I would pre-sell my January program the week after Christmas. So I would do a great program, something new, and I would really, really discount it. And I would basically register people at this discounted rate. And then as of January 1st, it went up to the full rate. That was a really great way to close a really slow month of December with a bump up in new clients. So that could be something, and that's just some insight into that. So thinking about what your seasons are going to be. All right, I think I've covered all of that. Now, if you have a question on these two modules, if you want to just unmute yourself, we can answer that before we go into the next lesson. Any questions, guys? It's a lot of info. It's mostly brainstorming, all right? Thinking about who your client is going to be and what are you going to offer them? What are the programs you're going to offer them? All right, if we have no questions, we will move on. So, just move this to the side. Sorry about that. All right, so we're going to talk about email marketing. So in addition to covering the modules on these Zooms, I've prepared, like I shared, 3 lessons: email marketing, how to use social media platforms to create customer care and culture in your business. And then I'm going to take you through in the last session on how to take your business online and some of the online business options that you can have. I'm working on some other topics that I feel are important, and I'm likely going to add them into the spring session of the business course. You are welcome to jump onto those as well. So moving into this email marketing. So if you want to go to the comments, you should see, I think you can have us. Is there a place to comment? Maybe if you go to more, you can go to chat. If you want to go to the comments and just type in if you are using email marketing in your business. So do you have an email list that you are actively growing? So if everyone can go into chat right now, this is one of the most important things that you need to have in your business. All right, can you guys all find chat? If you're going to hit more, and then you can go right to the chat. And of course, mine doesn't work. All right, so maybe it's not going to allow us. All right, if you can't do it, that's fine. I apologize, it works on other webinars. All right, can you guys hear me okay? Can someone unmute and just say that they can hear?
Alyssa, we found the chat. It's under participants is where I found it, and everyone commented there.
Thank you. Thank you, Bree. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Oh, amazing. Okay, thank you so much. All right, so I see it perfect. Yeah, it's I see you guys. I'm so sorry that they must have changed something. I just did a webinar last week with this, so I will definitely make sure that I have a look at that here shortly. So let's go back up to email marketing. I'm going to close this window. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Technology can be challenging. All right, so growing our email marketing list is so important because here's the reason. Number one, the only contacts you own is your email contacts. So a lot of us build up. I have a large following on Pinterest. About 24,000 people follow me there. I'm growing my following on Facebook. I have a large friends list. I'm growing my following on Instagram. If any of those platforms shut down tomorrow, I lose my audience. All right. So we don't own the contacts on social media platforms. You really want to make sure that as a practitioner that you are growing your mailing list. And this is something that I have always done right from the beginning of my business. When my clients would sign that agreement with me, I would take their email. And I just had a Hotmail account. I still use the same Hotmail account at the time. And I had a list, and that's where I put all of my clients. And the reason I'm going to show you several reasons, but it is so important to have that. Having an email list and growing your email marketing campaign allows you to nurture a relationship with your subscribers, your clients, and your customers. So what's great is I still to this day, I'm adding new subscribers every single day, people I don't know from around the world, and they're coming through my social media platforms, through my website. You don't need to worry about any of those things. Your job is to get an email list started, and we'll go through some of the different platforms. It's also a great way to build and hold a relationship with your clients and your customers. So because a lot of my clients have been on my mailing list since 2006, I am their go-to. Anytime they have a goal or have a health concern or a question or want to jump into a program, they come to me because I hold that relationship with them. I put out messages and emails about workshops and events, and I pull people out to events that I haven't seen in years, but because they've stayed on my mailing list, I'm holding a relationship with them. So only thing you own in terms of contacts is your mailing list. And in addition to that, it helps you to nurture and support that relationship with them. You can also create consistent sales of your products and your programs through your mailing list. I try to do just as much value as I do sales. So I'm speaking value, I'm sharing blog posts, tips, recipes, that sort of content through my mailing list. But if I have an event or I have a webinar coming up on Sunday, my mailing list is getting that webinar information, and I'm getting a lot of people that are registering. I just did a webinar on January 3rd, so this past week, and we had 211 people join the webinar. Many of them didn't come from my mailing list, but most of them ended up on my mailing list. So as you're doing business building activity, you want to be growing that list to hold that relationship with them, so that as new programs and services come up, that is your first line place to share that information. You can also get feedback on your programs, products that your client base or your mailing list is looking for. I send out surveys twice a year through my mailing list to just kind of gauge where everyone's at, what they're looking for. And I really take that information very seriously. And I'm always looking for feedback. I love when people reply to my email. So they'll go out through my mass email list. And then if they reply to me, I always make it a top priority to reply back to them, because that's showing that they are able to maintain a connection with me through this email marketing campaign. All right, so we're going to talk about setting up the email list, and I'm so sorry. I'm sure when I stop this share, I'll be able to see your comments. So the first thing you want to look at in your email marketing campaign is you want to choose your email platform. Now, if you have a Yahoo or Gmail or a Hotmail account, that's fine. They are not email platforms. So you can set up whatever your preferential email is, but you want to go to an email platform. MailChimp is very, very popular. I did use it for a couple of years. You can have a free option with it. I prefer Aweber. That's what I currently have my business set up through. I like their setup for autoresponders. I like which I'm going to talk to you about here in a minute. I like that they it's cut and paste. It was just a little bit more user friendly for my personality. There are a lot of them, so please make sure that you do your research, because once you commit to one, you're kind of committing. It's like a long-term relationship. I've been using Aweber for a couple years, and I'm very, very happy with it. All right, moving forward, you want to set, once you have your email platform set up, the second step is you're going to set up your email list. So what are email lists? Well, you're probably going to have different lists of people that you message for different things. So maybe you sell products, so you're going to have an email list specifically for people who buy your products. Maybe you run weight loss programs. You're going to have an email list specifically for the people in the email programs. I have an email list just for my overall business, alyssaharriman.com. I have an email list for that, but I have several sub-emails. You guys received access to the Zoom tonight through the business student email list. All right, so think about what list you're going to need when you're first setting up. The fewer, the better. All right, it can become very overwhelming, and it is something that you're going to want to put, a good 30 minutes into every single week as you grow your business. Once you have your email list set up, and maybe you're just going to set up a general one to get you started for your business, you do need to create a sign-up form. And all of these platforms have step-by-step process on how to do that. If you're trying to decide what email platform is going to work best for you, you can go onto YouTube. And that's how I decided and landed with Aweber, is I had a list of them, and I went onto YouTube and started looking up their tutorial videos on how to set up lists and sign up forms and do autoresponders. And that's why I ended up landing with Aweber, is I just got their tutorial. But everything is so easy to do once you set the time aside, and it's definitely something you want to time block for. Once you have your sign up form done, then you want to be able to post it, because you want to attract people to sign up to your mailing list. So even if they're not a customer, you can build a relationship with them and speak into their lives. So if you have a website, don't stress if you don't have one yet. Don't worry, it'll go on there eventually. Or if you have a blog, you can put it on there. You can also, if you have a business page on social media, we're going to do some more training on social media in Zoom too. You can put the sign up list on there, or you can auto post it. Most business pages will allow you to schedule posts. So you can go in and literally schedule your sign up form to show up every Monday at 8 a.m. For the next 5 weeks, and it'll auto post for you. So again, don't stress out about that. Anytime you get stuck with the online stuff, go to YouTube. YouTube has the best tutorials. If you go and type in how to auto post on a business page on Facebook, you will get a video tutorial on how to do it. I have learned all my online marketing through YouTube videos, and been able to build up a following and an online income. Then once you're all set up, so you've chosen your platform, you've chosen what email list you're going to start with, you have some sign up forms so that people can join your mailing list, you've posted it somewhere so that they can join, you really want to have some content planned out. And content is really important, because if people end up on your list and never get an email from you, then your email marketing campaign is not working. So I try to do a weekly goal based on a monthly theme. So weight loss right now is my focus for January. So a lot of my wellness blog posts are going to be around weight loss. In December, my campaign was around picky eating. I had some great events up. So just think about what your content for the month is. A pen and paper in 10 minutes is all you're going to need. One of the things, if you're a blogger or looking to get into the blogging, I like this book. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice here. It's Create, and it is a 1-year blog editorial planner. I actually use this to plan my blog posts and my email marketing. So it has spots in it where once you've chosen your blog post, you're then choosing your email marketing campaign to go with it. It takes me about once a month, about 40 minutes, I time block to kind of plan for the upcoming month. And then I just literally plan my topics. What goes on my blog goes out through my email. So if you wish to see what I'm doing, you can go to alyssaharriman.com, click on my sign up form and join my list, and you will get the most active email list marketing. After you have your content, you can also plan autoresponders. Now with MailChimp, you have to pay. The service with MailChimp is free unless you're doing autoresponders. And Aweber, it's a paid for platform regardless if you're using autoresponders. Autoresponders are the messages that go out when somebody joins your mailing list. So for example, if I joined your mailing list tonight, you would probably send me a welcome email. And in that welcome email, it would tell me a little bit about what you do and who you are and what you believe in. What I have done is I've gone in and set up about 7 weekly emails to go out to new people that join my mailing list. So they'll get 2 emails a week at first for those first few weeks. And then after those first few weeks, it'll go down to once a week, which is great. It's a great way to just build a stronger relationship with them up front, but then not necessarily keep that emails coming in too often. I unsubscribe from anything that I get a lot of. So your autoresponders is your welcome message. You can also use autoresponders to share program and service content. Autoresponders are emails you do not have to do again. So once you've got it set up, you just set up when it's going to go out. You want to obviously share some value content, events, that sort of thing. If you do a monthly free client Zoom to attract new people, then your autoresponder is going to want to post that you do that the first Monday of every month at a certain time. All right, and I will get your questions. If you have questions, since I cannot see the chat right now, just unmute your line and start speaking. I will pause. All right, 4 ways to grow your mailing list. So these are the 4 big things that I have done to grow my mailing list. The first one is to create a lead magnet. Now, you do not have to start with any of these in any particular order. If one stands out to you, go for it. If you're not doing email marketing, then you're going to want to just focus on setting up your email marketing over the next few weeks. If you've already got email marketing set up, then this is kind of the next step. You're going to get this recording. You can save it so that when you're ready to get to this point, you can, jump back in at it. So the first thing is to create a lead magnet. And a lead magnet essentially is just a funnel. How are you speaking to a niche market to solve a problem and give them something that they're looking for that's of value? And in exchange, you're getting their content, their contact information. So lead magnets are free value pieces that your potential clients opt into in exchange for their information. So I do a lot of free giveaways. You'll see them on my website. You'll see them throughout all of my blog posts, where if someone lands on my blog about how to do meal planning, they can click on my free giveaway and download my meal planning worksheets. It took me a few moments to make those worksheets in PowerPoint. I saved them as a PDF and I just upload it as a free download. You can give away checklists, the things you need to know before you go on vacation, or 7 tips to staying healthy on vacation. So checklists are great. Guides and ebooks are very popular. Remember, the more value that you can give somebody, the more trust you are building with them. So you want to position yourself as an expert in the field, and guides and ebooks are really great giveaways. People want them. You can use them in marketing campaigns. And the goal with them, of course, is to grow your mailing list. And you can also use landing pages. One of the more cost-effective landing pages is something called lead pages. I happen to use ClickFunnels with my business. So lead pages and ClickFunnels are very great ways to grow, to have a place. But you can also just add a page to your website. And in the online business section, we'll talk about how to build websites if you haven't done that. So they are just a place to send people. And again, you can YouTube videos, or you can go to those pages and watch the tutorials. They do cost. It is a monthly investment, but I definitely see a return on investment based on the activities that I do. The second way to grow your list is to create a webinar. So webinars allow you to collect email and contact info to attend a free webinar, and they can be done weekly or used as a lead magnet with a recording. So a lot of times if you're on social media and you see some sort of webinar that interests you, you'll join for it, and they'll just send you a recording of that webinar in exchange for your information. And you'll find really great content. I have watched some absolutely spectacular webinars, and because the value was so high in those online learning experiences, I often end up buying that person's products or services. And a lot of the business development that I've done over the past year and a half in the online world has come from these experts, because they've just spoken so much value and gave me some really usable tips that I end up buying their $200-300 online courses to further that educational process. You can do webinars where, like I'm doing on Sunday, it's on my blog, you can register for it there, on weight loss, and that will be in a format like this, and people will jump on, I'll screen share, I'll share some slides, I'll answer some questions, and we do it by Zoom. I will tape it, I will record it, and I will use it as a lead magnet down the road. Webinar Jam is another platform that a lot of practitioners really like to use. I have zero experience with it. I've been using Zoom for a long time. Zoom, this app that we're in now, is a great way to consult with people one-on-one, face-to-face. You can also run group programs this way and run courses and workshops and webinars as well. You can also set up a secret, and we'll talk more about Facebook groups in session 2, a secret Facebook group where anybody who registers to your email list, you then add them, you send them a link as an autoresponder to a secret Facebook group where they can join, and in there you're going to throw up some good content. I do tons of business program growth on Facebook, where I have these secret groups, and I'm posting, educational content. I'm posting free giveaways and e-guides and tools, and I'm going live and doing the webinar live in these groups with 100 to 200 people at a time. It's a really, really great way to get people on your mailing list and then to get live in front of them and build a relationship with them that way. All right, number 3, create a video series. So kind of the same idea. If you're not familiar with Zoom, this app that we're on now, if you log on by yourself with your presentation and hit screen share and record, you can tape a video series all by yourself. And Zoom is free if you keep your session to under 30 minutes. I pay for a Zoom account. It's like $20 a month. It's very inexpensive. So you can create a video series on some really big value pieces for your niche market. And so value-based short videos that requires your potential clients to register to gain access to. You would then send them the video series out through your email autoresponder. So I follow a really popular blogger, and she always does these video series, and I register for them. And then every couple days I get one of the videos sent to me a few days apart, and I watch all of them. I'm always looking forward to them. Again, you can tape it in Zoom. You can then upload it to YouTube and unlist it, which means that anybody on your YouTube channel can't see it, but you can still share out that link. And that's all these girls are doing. They're doing their videos like I am now. If I was doing this alone, I would be recording it. I would go to YouTube, I would upload my video, and I would just click unlist, so that if you end up on my YouTube page, you don't see it, but if I send you the link, you can open up the video. And last but not least, you can also create a challenge. Now, this is fun, especially if you want to get into the corporate world or working with groups, because this attracts people who want to do things as a community. So using your niche market, which you're going to define in Module 1, you're going to create a challenge that your potential clients can opt into, and you can choose a specific length of time and theme. A few challenges that I have run that have been very successful. A year ago this November, so about just over a year ago, I I ran a 30 days of personal growth on Facebook. And in order to get into that group, you had to join my mailing list. And I think I ended up with 84 people in that group. And every single day, I just shared what my daily personal growth was, whether it was a video or a book I was reading or an article, and everyone participated and did the same thing. It was incredibly successful, and it attracted a niche market for me at the time, which was the geeks, the people who really wanted to grow. I also did this past year in the spring or the summer, I did 21 days of no sugar. So we did a 21-day sugar-free challenge, and we had over 300 people join that challenge. And it was a group on Facebook that, again, their access was through signing up with my mailing list. And they, for 21 days, we kind of shared some education around, the poison of sugar and how to eliminate it, and substitutions and some recipes. And I had a few of my girlfriends go in and kind of share their journey as live videos. It was amazing, and it was very successful. It actually attracted a very large number of new customers into my product business because of that. So you can create a Facebook group for participants. You can create a workbook that they can download. My webinar on Sunday will include a download. It helps gather like-minded community. And, again, it's within your niche market. So just before I stop the screen share here, and I'm going to open it up, this session went a little bit longer than I anticipated. Most of the classes will be about 30 minutes, but because we did the introduction, we're a little bit later tonight. So what is closing up your email marketing plan? I want you to think about where you're going to start. So are you going to choose your platform, think of your list that you're maybe going to start, and start to think of content? Keep it simple to where you're at now. Maybe you're already there. So your next step is, where are you putting your sign-up forms, and what are you doing to attract more people to sign up? Messaging friends and family to get on, just grow that list. It is the only contact information that you own. The second step is, what is going to be your goal? The thing I want you to think about is, what is going to be your goal with your email marketing? Growing your list is always a priority. It is a priority for me every single month. I have written a business plan based on this course for my own business this year, and my focus is to quadruple my mailing list, because I'm taking my business into the online world, and I need people on that mailing list in order to be profitable. I will have to look up the statistics, but I think it's about 2% of people on your mailing list will buy from you. So if 2%, 2 to 5% will buy from you. So you want to have, 1,000 people in order to get regular sales every single month from your email programming. So I am going to stop the share and see if I can see the chat. Oh, and there it is. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you do, Glenda doesn't. It's Create Blog Editorial. Thank you so much. Could you tell the name of the book? Thank you, guys. So if you have any questions, please unmute yourself. I know we're running into an hour. I didn't intend to go so long, but a lot of content. Any questions, anyone?
Hi,
Hey.
Alyssa.
Yes.
Could you tell the name of the book again?
Yeah, it is called Create
Yes.
1 Year Blog.
Yes.
An editorial planner.
Okay. Thank
Perfect.
you.
You're very welcome. It's a really good planning tool. It keeps me on track. Any other questions based on module 1 or 2, or any questions around email marketing that you're kind of wrestling with right now?
Hi, Elisa.
Hey, Glenda.
I just wanted to know the platform, email platform you mentioned. Was it Aweber?
That's correct.
Awebber?
1B.
Okay, Aweber. Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, do your research. The platforms all kind of work a little bit different. They're the same, but they're different. So I found it, Glenda, by going into Google and searching best email marketing platforms. And I found a whole bunch of bloggers who had blogged on the pros and cons, and then I just kind of narrowed it down and did some research from there.
Okay, thank you. Awesome.
Very welcome. Any other questions before we let you guys dash tonight? All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Again, I apologize for going over. Most classes will be between 30 and 40 minutes. For about 20 minutes over tonight. You have my email. If you have any questions, let me know. I will upload this training to YouTube. I'm going to unlist it, so you will not find it on my wall. And then I'm going to email you the link tomorrow. But then that way I still have a place that I can go and find all of my tutorials that I have done. I hope I gave you some food for thought. I'm sure I have completely overwhelmed you. If I have, that is how I teach. I will apologize now. And I hope you guys have a great month, and you will get a reminder about a week before our next class in February. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much for your time.